Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today I am in Arzúa here with my friends Isabel and Russ. Their cousins are showing us around. They're a little camera shy, so you won't see them. But we're headed to Arzúa, where it is a stop along the Camino de Santiago and has a bunch of legends I can't wait to share. The best way to see any country is to head into the countryside, and boy did we get lost. We are here at this church that's also the home of a priest as well as a hotel. So I will drop the coordinates down below. So Isabel's cousin was just saying that you can go to church and everything's together, because after you go to church, you can go over to the bar and get a drink. Perfect. Why not? On the way to Arzúa, which is one of the official stops along the Camino de Santiago, you will see some of these hiking pilgrims. This is an ancient route of Catholic pilgrimage that brings you to the resting place of St. James. The most popular route is the Camino de Frances, which stretches over 500 kilometers. Along each of the official stops, which Arzúa is one of them, you can get a stamp in your passport that after you complete 62 miles or 100 kilometers, you have officially completed the Camino. Definitely worth going back for to try this out for myself. And this is the point where I realized we were very lost. However, Isabel explained to me that her cousin Alfonso gets lost on purpose, just so that he can have a conversation with the more rural locals, or just people in general. As someone who struggles to make friends in real life, I found this a very novel way to make new friends. After getting some great directions and having a few laughs, we were back on our way to Arzúa. It was so much fun to see how much pride Alfonso and his wife had in their small town Arzúa. From the gymnasium to soccer to food to being one of the official stops along the Camino de Santiago, it was so fun to see it through their eyes. Her cousin is taking us to this restaurant, Casa Frade, where you can drink traditional wine out of china glasses, interestingly enough. It's not only a place where you can drink traditional wine that is locally sourced, you can also stay here because it is a hostel. So when you come here to drink wine in these little saucers, you want to pull it to the edge and then sip some of it out so you don't spill it all over yourself. And then you can lift it up and actually drink it. Now if you spill this, it means your hand isn't steady, so you don't want to look like a fool. It's very good. It's kind of a dry but sweet wine. It's really good. They also have some delicious warm soup. It's like a chicken broth. It's really good. Cheers. Now, if you want red wine, you ask for vino tinto. If you want white wine, it's vino blanco. Sardines from Galician rivers. I've never had one. I don't know how this is gonna go, so I'll apologize in advance. Nope. Let's just say that didn't go well at all, but they saved me and I had such a great time meeting everybody at this wine bar. We're going to see a very old church here in Arzúa. This is Mary Magdalena's chapel. This chapel belonged to a convent founded by the Augustine friars in the 14th century. It was restored by the city and has 2 baptismal piles and a sculpted tomb of the founders with a coat of arms. It's a little hard to tell, though, when it was actually open. But Isabel's cousin was able to take us through the back, where we were able to see a little bit of construction happening for pilgrims to come and sit and ponder on their Camino. This is a grain shelter where they put grain in it and then elevate it so the rats don't get in and it stays dry. Oh, and they have laundry and everything. This will be a hostel over here. And then it connects with the garden and the 13th century church. So this is another hostel, and this one is owned by his sister. And then right across from it, this house is where Alfonso, Isabel's cousin, grew up. So this is a 3-star hotel. That's the nicest one in Arzúa. Yeah, they have some really nice gardens, I guess, in the center. They got little book libraries for the city in case you want to spend a little time. Ferocious animal. So this itself is part of the Camino. Now I can say I've walked part of the Camino. Dedicated to the Apostle Santiago el Mejor, the facade is ashlar masonry with 3 oculi and an interior that is brightly covered and can lift any spirits on a rainy day. There is a legend here of a pilgrim that came through Arzúa and asked for some bread. He was first turned away because he didn't have money from the first baker. So he went to another baker down the road who said, "Yes, I have plenty of bread for you," even though they didn't. They would give of themselves, and after the pilgrim left, she went to open her oven again, and inside was gold. The baker that was selfish and didn't give bread to the pilgrim, he opened his oven, and inside was rocks or bricks. It just goes to show you that along this entire route, the act of selflessness and giving to the pilgrims is also a spiritual journey for people living in these cities as well. Our next stop was at Casa Teadora, an official stop along the Camino de Santiago where you can get a full meal or meal of the day for just 12 euros that includes dessert and wine. Because of our large party, we were able to try a number of famous dishes here in Galicia, especially the padron peppers, the empanada, the Galician stew, and even the beef. If you haven't checked out my video on the best things to eat while in Galicia, make sure to check out the channel and subscribe. I got the beef because apparently they have the best beef in town, or really Galicia. Tastes fabulous too. Wow, so good. So this is the tart of Santiago, which is the characteristic cake for Galicia. So it is a cake, and at first I thought it was going to be made of almond flour, but it's more the almond essence. So it's really good. So Alfonso, her cousin, was just explaining that these fountains behind me, before they had running water in the homes, they would have to come down and fill it up, and fill up buckets and jugs and things. And he remembers as a child having to come down here and fill up the water jugs and such. So, but this is just right around the corner from the Camino de Santiago. And if you fill up your water bottles here, you just want to make sure that there's a sign stating that they have done testing. Otherwise, make sure to use a filter. Isabel's going to try it.
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah? Good? Oh, yeah. All right, so we're going to try this. It is good. It doesn't taste weird at all. Into the hostel. This renovated hostel has been serving the Camino de Santiago pilgrims since 1523. It is a great spot for young and old to come and rest their feet, including in the cool waters underneath the medieval bridge. So can you imagine being a pilgrim and walking over the medieval bridge? I mean, this is crazy. People have been walking here for hundreds of years, and it's still working. My time with my friends Isabel and Russ and her cousins Alfonso and his wife Maria was such a blessing. I got to see parts of the Camino, parts of Arzúa that I wouldn't have been able to see. So thank you so much, and I will definitely be back to do the Camino de Santiago myself at some point. Happy travels, and make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with a friend, because more the merrier. See you in the next one, y'all.